Valentine's Day? I bet you have. 14th February every year, a lot of people celebrate it as it were their birthdays, weddings, graduation, or some other anniversaries. Don't get me wrong, I'm not criticizing anyone who does this. But have you ever wondered the significance of this day as a Christian and a Catholic? Why is St. Valentine not celebrated in the church? What is the best way to celebrate love on Valentine's Day? Hi, Saints. My name is Bivan Tessy, and today we'll be discussing the topic: should I celebrate Valentine's Day as a Christian or a Catholic? Please stay tuned while we go on this short break, and when we come back, our guest will be joining us. Together, we'll be giving answers to your big questions. Welcome back, Saints. This is still Catholic Faith Forum, and I am your ever delightful host, Bivan Tessy. Joining me in the studio today is Father Evaristus Abu. Father Evaristus Abu is a priest of the Catholic Archdiocese of Benin City. He's currently studying psychology at the University of Lagos, and it is a resident in St. Gregory's College, Obalende. You're welcome, Father, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
I'll be delighted to answer your questions.
Okay, wow, that's great. You came prepared, Father. You're
You're
looking
welcome.
good though in this our regime. Father, are you sure that you're in Nigeria?
Of course. I'm with you here in Yaba.
Okay. So it's like you come and take me to stay where you are staying because you're looking very, very good though.
You will also get admission to seminary too.
All right, that's okay, Father. So let's get
welcome.
right into it, yeah? So we're discussing the topic: should I celebrate Valentine's Day as a
Okay.
Christian? So our first question is: what is Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day, as we
Yeah.
know it, is February 14th.
Yeah.
It is a day that Christians celebrate St. Valentine. However, this feast of St. Valentine
Yeah.
was not originally a celebration of a saint. It was originally a celebration of some pagan festivals that will occur on that 14th of February.
Okay. Wow, that's serious. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Okay, so like you said, some people claim that it's a day for a pagan origin. So the question is this true? So obviously,
Of course,
you've
of course,
answered
it is true that
Okay.
the celebration of February 14th as St. Valentine's Day was originally a pagan feast. This
Okay.
occurred during the 3rd or 4th century AD, after Christianity became officially the religion of the Roman Empire. And so there were some pagan ceremonies and pagan feasts that were Christianized. That
Okay.
is, on those days, people usually celebrated certain gods. For instance, the god they celebrated on February 14th is known as Lupercella.
Okay.
There is also another god that is celebrated and is called Febris on that 14th of February. This is a god of fertility.
Okay.
And as part of their celebration, they would usually have matchmaking ceremonies because it's a god of fertility. They are praying for children. They are praying for even agricultural produce. And you can imagine everything that goes on during that celebration of fertility.
Yeah.
So for Christians, when Christianity became the official religion, they didn't want to completely abolish this festival, but they found a way to Christianize it. They found a way to bring in Christian themes. So that is when the whole idea of we are celebrating love. God said we should love our neighbor as ourselves.
Yeah.
So let us show love to each other. And over time, the whole legend about St. Valentine came up as a priest who celebrated marriages, even though he was asked not to celebrate during the reign of Emperor Claudius II.
Okay, well, that's interesting. I mean, Father, it seems
Mm,
you're so grounded in history, and that's
okay.
interesting, though. So,
Thank
Father,
you.
let me ask:
Mm.
does Valentine's Day have any spiritual significance?
Well, St. Valentine's Day itself, for me, it doesn't have any spiritual or theological significance because if we say we are celebrating love, the love that Jesus Christ said we should love our neighbors as ourselves, the summary of all the commandments, then it shouldn't be something we do only on that day. It should
Okay.
be something we do every day. So that day itself should not be special. I shouldn't say, oh, because today is St. Valentine's Day, I should love my neighbor as myself. Then the next day, February 15th, what happens?
I begin
I
to
should
hate on you.
quarrel, I should fight, or I should insult others. No. So for me, there's no special thing about that particular day.
Okay,
Yes,
okay, that's for you.
that's for me.
But I mean, it's supposed to be a day for love, right?
Well, the truth of the matter is,
Yeah.
historically, Christians and non-Christians have proved that it is not just a day for love.
Okay.
It is a day that, as in our celebration of that day, is more or less reflecting on the original celebration, which
Yeah.
is celebrating
Fertility.
fertility
Yeah.
and celebrating erotic love, marital
Okay.
love. So what Christians do on that particular day, for me, it's like a deviation from what the original, or it's a deviation from the Christianized version of St. Valentine's Day. Oh, we say we are celebrating love, to love our neighbor as ourselves, but we end up doing the things that the pagans or the pagans did when they were celebrating Lupercella or Hans Februus.
Okay. Oh,
Mm.
so okay. So, Father, quickly before we go on the Saint of the Week break, so please could you tell us who is Saint Valentine and was he really a saint?
Okay. Like I said, the whole story about St. Valentine is a legend. If you go and try to search, was there ever any St. Valentine? Yes, there's St. Valentine in the church's liturgical calendar, but it's not even an optional memorial. Neither is it a memorial, and it is not a solemnity. It's not a feast. Why? Because there are stories of three different St. Valentines who were martyred. But
Okay.
there's one particular St. Valentine that is very popular.
Yeah.
And the stories surrounding him are legends, in the sense that there's nothing much written about him, as in there's no really historical evidence that somebody like that ever existed. And it is for this reason that the church is not there's no liturgical celebration. There's no day in the calendar that says today we are celebrating Saint Valentine. Not even on that February 14th. The story has it that during the reign of Emperor Claudius II, men were forbidden from getting married because for the emperor, marriage weakens a man. It prevents him from being responsible, it prevents him from fighting, from that zeal to fight the war. So men were not fighting because they were concerned about marriage. So there was a ban on marriages. But this priest or bishop, as the case may be, because like I said, they are all legends, was celebrating marriages secretly. And because of this, he was arrested. There are also legends that even when he was arrested in prison, he was still celebrating marriages in prison. And there's also another legend that he wrote a letter which he said, from your Valentine to the emperor's daughter. The legend has it that he was martyred as a result of this. And so these are stories that I would say they are not really confirmed. And the church will not operate based on hearsay or based on rumors. And that is the reason why there is really no theological celebration. It's not a feast in the church. Yes, we recognize St. Valentine, but we do not know which St. Valentine we are talking about. So for me, it's just the whole stories about St. Valentine is just an attempt to make something bad look good. Yes, to talk about romantic love and erotic love and all that, make it a Christian celebration.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
That's really, really, really deep. So we'll take our Saint of the Week break. Over to you, Mariana.
Our saint of the week is Saint Apollonia. Saint Apollonia was a Christian martyr who lived in Alexandria in Egypt in the 3rd century. 3rd century, this period is around like 200 AD to 299. During the reign of Emperor Philip, she was an elderly deaconess known for her piety and dedication to her faith. During a local uprising against Christians around 249 AD, she was seized by a mob and brutally tortured. God, I beg. Her persecutors knocked out all of her teeth. Hey, my teeth, oh. And threatened to burn her alive unless she renounced her faith. Rather than succumb to their demands, Apollonia leaped into the flames voluntarily, choosing martyrdom over apostasy. Her courageous act of faith made her a revered figure in the early Christian church. Ancient art depicts her with a golden tooth at the end of her necklace. She is often depicted holding a pair of pincers with a tooth in them and is considered the patron saint of dentists and those suffering from toothaches. Her feast day is celebrated on the 9th of February. Saint Apollonia, pray for us.
Welcome back, Saints. If you're just joining us, well, you've missed a bit, but not to worry. We have Father here that's been giving us historical facts. In fact, hey, let me not continue that rhymes. Don't worry, Father. So let's continue the conversation. So is Valentine a canonized saint?
Like I said, yes, uh, we recognize the existence of someone referred to as Saint Valentine, but the church does not celebrate Saint Valentine's Day because the facts surrounding this person are shrouded in, legends, and it's not very clear. There are not very clear facts about him. We do not know if really someone like that existed and was martyred on February 14th. We are not sure of that fact. That is why we recognize him, but we do not celebrate him. There's no celebration of the Mass and say today we are celebrating Saint Valentine. We always like to play on the safe side. When you are not sure of something, when you are in doubt, they say do not act. That is the principle of the church. So yes, there's a saint canonized as St. Valentine. Well, it's also possible that the whole story about St. Valentine was just brought up and used to try to Christianize a celebration of the Roman gods, which happens usually between on the 14th and the 15th between 13th and 15th of February. There are these celebrations. So in order for Christians who became converted to Christianity from who had always celebrated those ancient gods, in order for them to still be able to celebrate and this time celebrate as Christians, the whole story of St. Valentine came up in order for them to know, oh, okay, yes, we're no longer celebrating the gods. We're no longer celebrating Lupercella. We're no longer celebrating Janus Februaris. We are now celebrating a man called St. Valentine.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so Father, is February 14th St. Valentine's feast day? And if no, why is that?
Like I said, February 14th is the feast day of St. Valentine. However, the church does not officially recognize that day to celebrate St. Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And this is the reason why, if it falls, for instance, on a day where there is no other celebration, you wouldn't see the priests coming up to say, today we are celebrating St. Valentine's Day. However, everybody, the society, is now, it's like a civil celebration. We just know, oh, today is February 14th. Today is St. Valentine's Day. And you see people putting on red and doing all sorts of things, all in the name of celebrating St. Valentine. Some of whom do not even know or do not even have any business with St. Valentine, or they're not even concerned about the Christian aspect of love, but they just want to celebrate what has always been on their head in the name of celebrating St. Valentine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Father. So tell us, does Valentine's Day have any significance to the church at all?
In terms of love your neighbor as yourself, yes. We can say that it's significant to the church because that is the summary of the 10 Commandments, to love our neighbors as ourselves. It's also a day to celebrate family, to celebrate the love amongst family, even a day to celebrate ourselves, so to show love to ourselves, because you cannot love your neighbor without first loving yourself. Jesus said, love your neighbor as yourself. So, and why I said there's nothing special about that day is because these very things I just mentioned now are the things that should guide our lives as Christians. So if these are particular to St. Valentine, that means we should be celebrating St. Valentine every single day. Every day we should celebrate. Even today is St. Valentine, tomorrow is St. Valentine, next tomorrow is St. Valentine, every day should be St. Valentine's Day. However, the truth of the matter is, on that particular day, it's not just platonic love that we are celebrating. We are celebrating other aspects of love. That is why that day is special to a lot of people. And that is also the same reason why the church is not, will I say, the church is not taking it seriously, or the church is not having this day just St. Valentine's Feast Day.
Okay, quickly, we're going to go on Know Your Faith break. Over to you, Jeff.
Hi Saints, welcome to another episode of Know Your Faith. I am Jeffrey, your e-catechist. That name sounds very fancy, you guys. Today on KYF, we will be doing a small debate on sacraments versus sacramentals. So that being said, good day Mr. Chairman, accurate timekeeper, co-debaters, man. You guys chill out, I remember secondary school. Before we move on, let's do a bit of checking. I want you to pause the video and try saying sacred sacrament, sacramentals 5 times. Let me try my own first, so if I do it, then you do it. Sacred sacrament, sacramentals, sacred sacrament, sacramentals, sacred sacrament, sacramentals, sacred sacrament, sacramentals, sacred sacrament, sacramentals. Oh yeah, I've done my own, yeah, now you do your own. Scam. I did not do it, I saw you. Now let's get into it, enough of the play. Now in the Catholic Church, sacraments and sacramentals play vital roles in our spiritual lives, but they are often confused with one another. So let's dive into what each of these terms mean and how they differ. So first, what are sacraments? Sacraments are outward signs instituted by Christ to give grace. There are 7 sacraments in the Catholic Church. They are essentially for the life of grace. Each sacrament confers a particular grace specific to its purpose. Now let's go through the 7 sacraments. Let's do small. I told you guys I'm your e-catechist, so let's do small catechism here. 1. Baptism. The first sacrament of initiation, which cleanses a person from original sin and initiates them into the church. The grace of new life in Christ. 2. Confirmation. Confirmation strengthens the graces of baptism, conferring the gifts of the Holy Spirit, the grace to witness and live out the faith. 3. Holy Eucharist, which is the source and summit of our Christian life, where we receive the body and blood of Christ. spiritual nourishment, and unity with Christ. 4. Reconciliation, or as you know it, confession. The sacrament of healing, where we receive forgiveness for our sins, the grace of forgiveness, and peace with God. 5. Anointing of the sick. Anointing of the sick offers the grace of healing and comfort to those who are seriously ill or elderly, strength and healing both spiritually and sometimes physically. 6. Holy orders. The sacraments through which the mission entrusted by Christ to his apostles continues in the church. That's the priests, basically, and the deacons. The grace to serve and lead the church. 7. Holy matrimony. The sacrament that unites a man and a woman in a lifelong covenant of love. Sorry, let me repeat that. A man and a woman in a lifelong covenant of love. You get why? The grace to live out married life with Christ at the center. Now, what are sacramentals? Let's switch. We've done the sacrament. Let's hear about sacramentals. Sacramentals are sacred signs that bear a resemblance to the sacrament. They signify effects, particularly of a spiritual nature, which are obtained through the intercession of the church. Now, examples of sacramentals are 1. Holy water, which is used for blessings, protections, and as a reminder of our baptism to sanctify and protect. 2. The rosaries, used for prayer and meditation on the life of Christ to draw us closer to Jesus and Mary. 3. The crucifix. Yeah, I think I'm wearing one crucifix now, so this. Hung in homes, worn as jewelry, you guys, used in prayer to remind us of Christ's sacrifice. 4. Medals and scapulars, worn as a sign of devotion and protection to inspire faith and devotion. 5. Blessings. Given, I don't think you guys know this though, blessings are sacramentals, given by priests or bishops for people, objects, or places to invoke God's protection and grace. Now here are 4 key differences between sacraments and sacramentals. This is the actual debate. 1. Institution. Sacraments are instituted by Christ, while sacramentals are instituted by the church. Deep. 2. Grace. Sacraments confer sanctifying grace, while sacramentals prepare us to receive grace and dispose us to cooperate with it. 3. Number. Sacraments are 7 in number, while sacramentals are numerous and they are varied, basically, debacle. 4. Efficacy. Sacraments are efficacious except... You guys, this Latin is... Sacraments are efficacious ex opere operato. That's basically by the sacraments themselves. They work in themselves, basically. While sacramentals are efficacious through the faith and devotion of the user. So in essence, the sacraments and sacramentals both play crucial roles in our spiritual lives. Sacraments are the primary means of grace instituted by Christ, while sacramentals are sacred signs that prepare us to receive grace and sanctify various aspects of our life. Now that's it, guys. I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you about the differences and importance of sacraments and sacramentals in the Catholic Church. Now, what is your favorite sacrament and your favorite sacramentals? Let us know in the comment section. Till next time, guys, be bold, be Catholic.
Thank you very much, Jeff, for that wonderful article of faith. So, welcome back, Saints. This is still Catholic Faith Forum, and we've been discussing the topic, should I celebrate Valentine's Day as a Christian? Father here has been, giving us so much, and he's been sharing from his pearl of wisdom. So, Father, let me ask this question, right? Is it a sin if I celebrate Valentine's Day as a Christian?
A sin is an offense against God.
Okay.
So, depends on what you do in the name of Valentine. If as an unmarried Christian, you have sex with your boyfriend, that means you are committing a sin.
Okay.
If you have done that just because it is St Valentine's Day, you are committing a sin. And it is still a sin even though it is not St Valentine's Day. So to ask if it's a sin to celebrate St. Valentine, it depends on what you understand by St. Valentine's Day. A lot of people have different understanding on St. Valentine's Day, but the general understanding on St. Valentine's Day is that a day to spend time with the person you love, that is your exclusive love. And usually there are some kind of unchristian activities that go with it. That is the general understanding of St. Valentine's Day. So I would say, if you, whatever you are doing, you must cross-check with God's commandment. If it is against God's commandment, then it is a sin, regardless of whether it's St. Valentine's Day or not. So St. Valentine's Day should not be a justification for evil or a justification for immorality or indecency. Even the way some people dress, because it is St. Valentine's Day, they dress and expose part of their body is sinful. The saint, if at all there was actually a saint like that, like I said, it's all shrouded in legend. The saint would not sanction a lot of things that people do in the name of celebrating St. Valentine's today.
Also, it's a sin if a young person, is trying to do very unnecessary things
Sure,
on Valentine's Day.
sure, it's a sin. It's a sin at any time.
How about for married couples?
Of course, for married couples, there's no sin there.
Okay.
There's no, because you're married. Of course, you are with your wife, but you wouldn't say because it's Valentine's Day, then you go out with your side chick and you do things with your side chick that are against your faith or against your Christian values. You are committing sin. So just because everybody is doing it and they say we are celebrating St. Valentine does not make it right.
Thank you very much for that, for that honest, very honest answer. All right, so let me ask this particular question. Right, it sounds
Okay.
funny, but okay, let's just ask. So, is it wrong, or would I be wrong if I leave the activities of Ash Wednesday and then go out with my friends and maybe a spouse on Valentine's Day?
Well, Ash Wednesday is the beginning of Lenten season for the church.
Yeah.
And like I said, the feast of St. Valentine is not it's not a liturgical celebration for the church. So if, for instance, it's Ash Wednesday falls on February 14th, we are celebrating Lent. We are celebrating the beginning of Lent. And part of the requirements for Lent is fasting, abstinence. Is Lent, even the color purple requires some element of you making some sacrifices. We talk about almsgiving, we talk about fasting, we talk about prayer. So there's a spirit of sacrifice that goes with Ash Wednesday. This is why it would be absolutely wrong for you to have a party on Ash Wednesday, for you to go out for a celebration on Ash Wednesday, even to go out on a date on Ash Wednesday. For me, it's not right. Even though you don't intend to do anything evil or anything sinful, at least make the sacrifice because it is Ash Wednesday. Make the sacrifice. Not just because it's February 14th and a lot of people are trying to, let me use the word, get laid. So if Ash Wednesday falls on St. Valentine's Day, your priority should be to celebrate Ash Wednesday and everything that goes with Ash Wednesday rather than St. Valentine's Day.
Okay. Thank you very much, Father, for that. So what is the best way to celebrate Valentine's Day as a Christian?
For me, there's no best way to celebrate St. Valentine's Day. I think there is no need to even celebrate it at all. This is because, apart from the fact that it is of pagan origin,
Okay.
I think paganism has taken over the celebration today. So somehow, many people are doing things. They are not really doing it because of God or because of their Christian faith. They are doing it because of the social significance. They are doing it because of the peer pressure, because of the influence. Oh, others are doing these things that are indecent, that are immoral, that are wrong. And they are trying to use St. Valentine to cover it up. For me, the best way to celebrate St. Valentine's Day is to do whatever you have been doing ever since, every other day. which is just to love your neighbor as yourself. So you shouldn't do anything extraordinary or anything sinful just because, okay, today is a day of love. Every day is a day of love. So whatever you have been doing every day is what you should do on St. Valentine's Day. You could decide to, instead of, why did you mention going out? Instead of going out, instead of going for a party, instead of going for a drink, how about you call some less privileged together and feed them? How about you go and show love to those in the hospital? Go for prison visitation. If St. Valentine's Day is a holiday for you, if you don't have to go to work on that day, or if you don't have to go to school on that day, you can visit the prison. You can carry out some corporal works of mercy. You can even decide to go to the church that day and pray for the sick and pray for your departed ones. You can do something for God as an act of love. You don't have to go out with somebody when you know that there is a possibility of you committing a sin against the sixth commandment, all in the name of St. Valentine's.
Okay, thank you, Father. So quickly, before we wrap up this episode, there's a curious question, right?
Okay.
And this is it. Is, as a priest,
Yes.
are you allowed to receive or give Valentine's Day gift?
Receiving St. Valentine's Day's gift. The question is, what is in the mind of the person that is giving you that gift?
Okay.
What is the intention behind it? And even you giving a gift on St. Valentine's Day, what is your intention? If it is mere platonic love, then that gift doesn't have to be on St. Valentine's Day. Because, like I said, the society's understanding of St. Valentine's Day as at today is more or less tilting towards the aspect of erotic love, which is meant only for married couples and not a general thing. And so for a priest who has vowed the vow of celibacy, it will be strange for a priest to receive or give gifts on St. Valentine's Day. It is not in the spirit of sacrifice that should guard the life of a priest. So personally, no, I wouldn't give gifts. It's not about whether we're allowed or not. I don't think there's any code in the canon law that says a priest should not give gifts or receive gifts on February 14th. There's no code like that. It's more or less like a personal thing. Personally, I wouldn't say to someone, because would you be my Valentine? That would be strange. Father is asking me if I will be his Valentine. What does that mean? What would come to your mind, for instance, if I were to ask you now and say, can you be my Valentine?
Okay.
A lot of things will go on in your mind.
so
So the very fact that those things will go on in your mind already makes it wrong.
Yeah.
Even you asking the question, if there was nothing wrong about it, I believe there will be no need to ask the question. It's just like saying, am I allowed to give gifts? Yes, I give gifts. I receive gifts every other day. But why
Not
St. Valentine's
necessarily
Day?
on Valentine's Day. Thank you very much, Father, for sharing from your wealth of knowledge. And thank you so much for honoring our invitation.
Thank you.
There you have it, saints. Now you understand whether or not to celebrate Valentine's Day. And of course, I know you're going to choose rightly. So, if there are any questions you have to ask, please drop them in our comment section. We would be there we'll be sure rather to reply at Dominican Media. And also follow us on our social media platforms at CFF on TV. I remain Bivan Tessy. Till next time, keep being saints in jeans and shirts.